Esa wo nyina kwa bebe bra so se ne abadwafo betena se. Atwe enkomo Mpensenpensemu bre na edusu ye fa na sekese enkoma Kel Charcoal toothpaste and a Kel 360 toothpaste. Say no one edi twies we fie nti mpanfo no ede Kel Charcoal toothpaste etwies yam yesen fita no. Na mpanfo kra no so de Kel 360 toothpaste etwies yam yesen ye den. Ye mofra no so ede Kel kit enso na etwi omo ede pa nti akora no nya ne se obetumi atwene se be se empresamprenum dako. Isasa akora no etwi ne se nyina no ofili ye papa. Ghana baby a yeton supermarket bi a be kombia no obenya kekede niam an bi etimi ato e de 44 mfrem 0593 809227 0593 809227 and 0246 865 798 0246 865 798 baby akwakwaji yaresa eye lucky heba say ye stroke diabetes oba mosumiso na obu nsa na huna mane bema na so oba na wo wan de edem wa ba bia betua kọ enyem wa yare santentem eye lucky heba hwehwomo ewo gomua ogwa krom kwantempon so bibia ne afre 0243 201 244 0243 201 244 and 0277 465 855 lucky heba osewaye lucky obetina fie mu de ampato ya tena ba bia waso betimi adwo estate papa ya otena mu otim se ba bia metide meni how bia security ya tight misura estate mu a ba bia be fa bia CCTV camera ho ensuo bankane ada so akwane nyina so ada so say shring eye kingdom home estate na me kan for na won se ba bia mu dan so wo estate na kasa won so no choice side bebre na twa ho hie o etu kwa nsa akra ntu kwan ko ba bi ko se okobo ani akoma ba bia otena choice site na atwa ho ahia omu dan so no so kwa betimi atwa between 50 to 70%. They can spread it within 2 years the amount. Now what be atwa the federal bonds so form ye pa abroche for meto bi. Broche for na number 2 bi. Na munye japade obukrom. 0536 149961 0536 149961 and 0303 939987 Frenergy enchirembia ewo ho bia Kofi Ameyaw a member of the NPP National Communications Team. Alhaji Mohammed Naziri, a member of the NDC National Communications Team. Alhaji, what called you?
I'm an Adom, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, see, incoming see you.
Damage Rasu.
What's it about? I'm going to post, you know.
2012. Na year to Twabana, ye more day. Okay. See, you could share, baby. Be funny resume. And see him, brother. Oh, because me call baby, I call communications, Murphy institution. I did change. I want to say, I'm going to US.
Yeah.
Na, yeah, you mochi.
Yeah.
Around that time, 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
Timo buba ba no kono a afi de dru ahomachinu mu no be US be 11 p.m. 12 a.m. no na momo wo be ya 4 a.m. na chale na de ne dan fe na ujana na kokomu puposa
apropos ni ayaka
ade chi I think say it was a Friday the Saturday na ye protest say yen jintum na I think say Jacobich Bilamtemu then after jam obey statement we say it was bad. And you know, see you now with today. About 20 years.
Because Nyami Adumwa next week, 19th of December, and district level elections, no. Basso. And what from who?
A better from. Because you are from. Mamincha. You see, I may one of the supporters of that proposal have been by
okay.
Now you're seeing amend referendum no, so that political parties can have a participation or an involvement in our district elections no. And I believe that politics are local, among yourself are local, and unya any local or asie ana form amanyosem ana memwo than the assembly district assembly elections.
Okay.
That is why political parties involvement, because political parties no ye trimu po any adwen kyerɛ bro ni beka our ideologies, our philosophies no ɛna ɛma demonstration ko. Otherwise we have one common goal.
Yeah.
That common goal is to ensure say Ghana mind be tumpon. But we have a different view. The NDC would want to introduce a 24-hour economy to shore up employment. We believe say Abefontin digitalization is also a means, sustainable means to create more employment and wealth. But almost what for that okay for na say be jamba akwa ni nyina ye adwuma pekro na. So I believe strongly that Sankiyema amanyokuo no ho kwan to be involved in that district assembly elections now. Kebetimi are generating the kind of we na ye hwehwe sisi ana lucky for almost 3 elections. We are recording below 40%, which is not encouraging. I say this against the backdrop of the fact that we share in other jurisdictions normal practices for even a century now. You would realize that their political parties are involved. Democrat, even to the extent that say, I'm voting for the sheriff. Okay. In fact, I'm voting for the district attorney. And now, attorney lawyer Kesia and they vote on the ticket of party lines. And you say we are Republican. Our pay district way and now pay local way. You say we even the sheriff, police ni penny no, you're penny in a particular district. Now I'm friend district commander. Yeah. Or no, they vote for him based on party lines. I don't know about me in my personal opinion, in my view, about me are generating the necessary. But unfortunately, Kamiako say in an UTA the argument against why politicians should not be involved now, almost because of. Sebi ye dede yo any basa yo no say ye the court ase hwa na akwa say ya for all the elections above. But I believe that in the next administration Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia administration we should reconsider it na yema education and conkind so that in the next 4 years say yesa akoto aba at least we will see an uptick in the participation and involvement. Me district cry electoral reality and say one bobo me who nipa crop. I don't even know who and who are standing.
But the issue is say decentralization. But we seems to have centralized most of our development. And until ebina working say na direct development no every assembly member no honum eba and kebi ani be kono. Yenim say MP nye development, but the way MP abeka the executive no our thrown no ama attention e wo so kura bi kura the MMDCs. True. Maybe say a finding way be to empower the assemblies na emma ani enko say be development hu yas me come MP wonum but me some assembly memu a me sabetimi akan easier maybe be ani ehia NDC MPP involvement in the elections but sad ni kura say me kokofi o yam assembly man on mo a me sabe kana me pa next time me koto aba madwen no ho mo kra chen bia me MP okwa shemra
idea woman say when it comes to development once we have the top the executive authority and power being partisan and all from a political background you cannot delineate and divorce that partisan interest as far as development is concerned. Okay. I mean when in your assembly you did mention saying at least this current government should have continued what Kufuor started. Yeah. You were making a point say at least some political connotation. It has a political capital. Yeah. What you say? And to me, just say even at the district level, at the local level, once the authority you're no saying the exchequer or sign no ma sikane bas your no or your political idea. The interest will look at parliament because at the end of the day, you do obey your local honor and every man is so whether you're into Abama and I'm into Abama. It's how he spends because the resources are limited. And yes, he cannot da hopuduoma na at any point in time, you bet him the boom near you fakoye. sika ne said the banning the here for impunto no extremely limited for that matter in this kind of bar ye hwehwem ehfa ne ehfa nko ehfa ye ne here ene yenye say once we still have that situation on our hand, definitely I believe strongly, say, with an involvement of the political parties, even at our local level of elections, side development, because once we have a political party in government, the interest in any development in any part of Ghana, is paramount. Because I call development to a political capital. So I again would want to repeat, say, and yes, say, still you're decentralized here, still they have a common fund that is supposed to do some one or two things, and they have IGF near there, but they are not enough. At the end of the day, you will still see the executive, the ministers, and to even a large extent, the MPs, bringing development more than even the chief executive officers at the local level. So I believe that when we are able to appreciate the political dynamics and the need for politics, and also say, say, because those days, argument now, the argument was that the politics now at the national level, and yet prior to the sense that okay. So moving forward, we can agree and disagree, and also have the commonality, which is the development of the people, the interest of the people at heart. I think that arguments say politics, and our politicians or the party, should be involved in electoral district assembly elections, or meeting as supreme, so that we can experience an uptick and I say about one who derubo any person to Abama assembly members.
Naziru, kwambe ni first Badwam local assembly elections ni akọ.
You are the chair sombo ebema ahwefo nyina. Em say ebe sha say go fika assembly say election ho ceremony ni ekeka ho. Say omampanyi na na do dankwa kufado di bawia. Omotumi ewi ni election wo man mu ha. Obi anso betimi ewi ni bi. Eno kekera mpese be ka so nkofo mienu we etumi ewi ni election e wo Ghana. Obi anso betimi ewi.
Ghana fo etimi ato abade amana na do dankwa kufado.
Of course. Obi anso betimi ewi ni election. Ana what to say di onu so on train ho kakra say from ti hoda asisa what can about election me dey me fi say emra so say yemfa seriousness bia safata no edema assembly election because so obisa me a me no ne affect indirectly nipa e da sorry de bia e be hunu assemblyman
sure
before kra or member of parliament and district chief executive because assembly no wo hwe se na ya tete no be ka say ye can kind down be 100 200 bia say mo assembly back ne ne keka nti wo mo no ene wo form papa acha say bibi biara no wo mbetimi di aboa ye mete kovia se ono de of was say anka yemfa ya amanyosem ne ne ekeka ho ni nti abe de ma adwe mu me say the framers of the constitution no the say ma yemfa ya amanyosem no am say ne abededi isan say with the current situation ebi mutumi ye ejuma ye nyina as contractors ye ejuma wie na ye betibi aka so we onye NDC contractor or onye MPP contractor ye ntuaneka we or your NDC police, we a MPP police. Nanka ya de no so aba assembly. They akase o assembly man we de or MPP ni, and we a NDC ni. Inti, do you expect say anka send a fata? Even with the Juma ya crowd contractors in the ekeka yetimi tichemu with the current system. Na anka assembly, obefi say or your NDC ni no, obenya ne sefata say ono so be emputu adwuma ewo ne mpotem.
But have we say by this no ye nim say assemblyman we etilto towards NPP and not NDC.
I mean one more form ho.
Yeah.
they can tell. But a banner say, yeah, to change your man, I'll be bizarre. Nipa no was wrong. Who is away NDC way MP.
But setting the MC and DC on no. In him say, na zero assemblyman this electoral area no. Or ye NDC ni. Kofi am ya your assembly member for this electoral area no. Or ye MPP ni say if it is a MC ni per se or sa play that card na o kana. Obetimi you said na dey akoche the kind of development of person call every electoral area.
You see, it is one thing say we NDC ni.
Okay.
It is one thing to say it's another thing to say all the NDC tickets in a contested election. Okay. A judge for crowd right. Them say we NDC ni, we MPP. But we dey assembly because the fact is that NDC for you say AC akonya
okay.
So one also attitude towards you no will be different. Oko beside district chief executives na on make actually say e bi mu to be break catch party for one say me district chief executive mamba say me be serve party me be serve district no
okay
e ma ne dare asem because party for one say we are district chief executive anti party activities be say we na sponsor dey na keka ho enti so that is how cruel the situation might have been say ya ma kwan say anka yemfa ye amanyo semwa. But me, you know, that having said, ye kuye ni mwa, yembisa ye who say, anamuntu pay, an electoral commission, the National Civic Education and NCC, National Commission for Civic Education.
Okay.
They no more ye, after one, and then over to me who say, Ghana for sa assembly election or atu.
Yeah.
Wutie near Minister for Local Government in Ankasa Aircan. One more expect about half.
Yeah, 50%.
50% attendance. Say one more bet to about denti. The other 50% in our cano. Denti na mofi say yen to me in our mo Emma Montoaba.
Maybe it's coming from the background of say you play between 35-40% over the years.
And America said denti na a battle sa a bar assembly election no a be 35-45. Na yet me expect 50 cross say 50% ayadi. Na bibia to chima. Ade no so atochima no. Me de me madwe mu no between the National Commission for Civic Education and the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
And amuntu ben and omuntu. Se na be ya e be boa. National Commission for Civic Education e betimi Eddie Womo at Essential in this particular instance. It's as a yenina yati the number of times or more culture abain say abain ye sika sepata say wo de bebain we statutory sika wo say amra wo ho say wonya gigi taxes wonya gigi we emu dodo say no fa command National Commission for Civic Education abain we mfa ma wo ama wo mu nyina wo mu aka bre enti baby edwuma bi antimi nkoso wo na mom the electoral commissioner wo no ne budget nyina odo koye baby ba kokra de wa yete so e ma no ya ma no sika nyina ama na ye koye sa election we ya electoral commission no nso ka kire ye say for the first time in the history of Yabato wotu aba wi a inka ye de kire say we wato aba into okobe bi foforo ntimi to aba bi mu sa inkere ye yusu bi na me busa say botai ben. What does that seek to kill? To say, very important because amount for Eddie Womo, you say investment. Okay. Investment in the car, both monetary, any you say on one kasane ni health ni bibia to so your campaign ni yoma. Now wo yan shise we are. Now shise no den na person wo dey achieve. Ane ampase womo the way ebe yesa ye first a trial na ye kodu 2024 election no womo the sansen we bi aba se na be ya election ye be nhunu yan debi ye ntra say enye hwe han because budget ye the by electoral commission no
okay
ink we ni nyoma we nyina have been factored and ye the ma wo election we ye assembly election we ka ho have been factored and I approve of budget and a mawum. It is a one to inkina, then tina one to inkinasa wodum. Or one kasankasana, what journey home, and I sent to on to inkino, and she said, Ben or the atuwa, some tuaba, bemusa matuaba, no come before for me to be for obedience so and
okay.
And no free wa. wasan so de hyehyɛ foforo aba sɛ wɔne a wɔn sɛ first no okoto aba obi bɛhwɛ wonim udin a yɛfrɛ wɔn name checklist officers
okay
na ɔkyɛki udin wie no ho sɛ bibia wɔ hɔ a na wɔn move to the next point na wakyɛke ehu ama wɔ mark ne ne yɛkeka ho na wɔn move to the next point ya issue ballot paper amount ansa wakoto aba no now ɔka kyerɛ yɛn sɛ ɛnɛ the name check officer no ɛno na ɛbɛyɛ ballot officer ballot issuer
okay
ballot issuer no yɛ wɔn a wɔn te ballot paper no ɛde ma wo yɛwɔ nhyehyɛeɛ no ɛwɔ hɔ deda no checks and balances wɔ mu because sɛ wofiri name check officer no hɔ na obi issue ballot ma wo a ɔrekɔ obi foforɔ nso nkyɛn na wamaake wo na saa obi foforɔ no a wokɔ ne nkyɛn no otumi hu sɛ ebi a wokura ballot paper mmienu
okay
otumi hu sɛ wokura ballot paper mmiɛnsa so there is a check on the nipa no a or issue ballot no but in this case the check bi eniwa wo ye wie ana wo kɔto aba enti mesrɛ me busa sɛ yɛba na sɛ all of us agreeing with the fact say assembly election no amanfo ɛnyɛ den ɛnta nkɔto na ballot issuer no ɛma ballot 3-4 na ɔteki nipa mienu because ɔno ana name check officer no
ɔno ansa issue ballot
ɔno ansa issue ballot na ɔteki nipa miɛnsa di na ɔma ballot paper 3 because yɛn nyinaa nim sɛ amanfo dodoɔ no amba do you think it's going to be a genuine election? It's not going to be a genuine election and up till today yɛkasa amanfo bebi are raising concerns mantis mente menim sɛ ɔsɔwate sɛ electoral commission de nkyerɛkyerɛmu bi aba ne nti a ɔtu saa na monwe ananso sɛ anamontuo no nsonsoaso bɛn ɛna ɔspect sɛ ɛde bɛba ana checks bɛn ɛna ɔde saa election we ɛyɛ ne ɛyɛ kan sɛ ndura His Excellency John Amani Mahama in the store ɛto ne bo ɛsan advice say electoral commission sɛ abatoɔ ho nsɛnsɛm no ɛde nsɛm bebree ba manu ɛntena hɔ gye mensa ɛne ne party fo a wɔn abɛyɛ electoral commission nɛ because it's a fact sɛ wuntumi ndwane mfiri ho sɛ ne wokɔ electoral commission office hɔ a mpanyinfoɔ mmienu wɔ hɔ a wɔn ka electoral commissioners no ho a wɔn yɛ MPP fo a obi anim wɔn nti ɛno ɛna ɛho ntosasoɔ no ɛna ne yɛ start practice no sɛ wɔn ɛbɛyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛbɛma wɔn win 2024 election. Me nua no me tie akora o tube ka kyerɛ sɛ election deɛ ɛyɛ yɛbɛ sɛ easy na wontumi ɛmfiti prɛko pɛ ɛnka sɛ wobɛwini election ni na ɛkeka ho saa nhyehyɛeɛ wei na ɔmo yɛ na saa nhyehyɛeɛ wei na ɔmo yɛ a wɔn nso ɔmo nim nhyehyɛeɛ a obi yɛ if this is what they are doing ade ɔmo nim nhyehyɛeɛ a obi nso ɛyɛ saa nhyehyɛeɛ a obi nso ɛyɛ looking at how things are unfolding no ɛno ɛna ɛde bɛtumi de basabasayɔ aba ɔman no mu ɛno ɛna ɛde bɛtumi de war ako kɛseɛ aba ɔman no mu nti wɔn a sɛnea mpanyinfoɔ nnɛ me ɛmɛdɛ sɛ asɛm bi aba a wɔbɛte chief imam office ɛfɛn sɛ catholic mpanyinfoɔ obi biara ɛka bi I mean obi adi ne ho agye amanbuo no ɛne sɛnea ɛbɛnya asomdwe ɛne nti yɛsrɛ sɛ mpanyinfoɔ ne electoral commission ɛnkasa because election wɔkyerɛ akyi a ɛyɛ Saturday na ɔmbɛto 19th ɛna ɔmbɛto aba no nti saa nkyerɛkyerɛmu a ɛwɔ hɔ no ɔmbɛkyerɛ yɛn sɛ ne nti a ɔtu anamɔn wei nie what she wants to achieve nie na yɛhwɛ sɛ ɛtɔ aso mu ana ɛntɔ aso mu a yɛn na woyɛ adwuma ma yɛ na wasesa ayɛ nea obiara ni mu no na asomdwe
Nasiru Mohammed a member of the NDC National Communication Kofi.
You see, first of all, I say in the education practice per se a juma but I say to Obama a assembly members are very important because they live with us. Okay. And for that matter, Bibiaba their first point of call community kind from intimacy Ghana for say about as equally important as a member of parliament. In fact, sometimes your member of parliament maybe are not on crime, juma, but your assembly member lives with you. Or not as assembly, you can't friend because
I call the premium ye place on the individual and a member questions here. Binya semua, because or simesi we dear or semi-con. how many times can assembly crazy in an electoral area you involve our assembly members?
Me say the factor idea a big yama are resolve it, though it might not be the silver bullet. It's the political involvement in this. Because why? If NDC wants to bring a candidate for one electoral area, I'll make sure I say whoever I'm bringing there, no, like not just win the election, but has a credibility, is well qualified. We don't just send our members people there.
To be honest, and say so there, and for the past 4 years, basically now. A man for a contest our assembly members no. This year.
Oh yeah, you have lawyers
for even medical doctors. For example, Medina and important more businessmen.
Quality.
Yeah, there's a quality there. It's a cost. But the premium now yeah as a mine, you place it on assembly members.
Somebody who is into political communication and branding.
Okay.
Branding is those days I can make 1988. You chose our electoral assembly way. I still remember the euphoria.
Yeah.
So that time there was Roman Hill, it was massive. It was extremely massive. Because a normal assistant, if you want to bring back that spirit, it will mean say also a branding identity. And I believe that the branding, those individuals any capital to do these things for themselves individually. It will take an organization to support them. That is why you and I will know. Say assembly members, or NDs are not MPP. We all know for a fact. The electoral area, Omo Potemo, Omo himself Kofi Amia or assembly elections we are now Kosinsia or NDC ni, we MPP ni. The only difference is that any people associate or standing on the ticket of MPP. But we all know. Mekai Dansuma baby and me assembly member.
Okay.
Samini senior brother.
Yeah.
And a assembly member or baby and me wo kefe down honum
Okay.
We all know where that gentleman the political affiliation is. Everybody there knows. Into all the time or we need elections all the time. The point is that you must recognize that here. But the reason why me attempted to come in and say, you see, almost I shall see you. But almost I say with the electoral commissions and say, I'm going to lose elections. No, matter how the general catcher and say, I'm moving here. One minute, they couldn't even collect their data. Instead of you to focus on making sure that you can't about over to me quality, more results. No, you are there talking about the CR parliament. Procedure, modalities are also here to abandoning no. Parliament approve it. You are here saying another thing.
Parliament now approve say
you talk about your instrument of parliament. I'm accept you. Are you telling me
the CR now they talk about
can you say yankophobia and come here more check and balances can be majuma mama for
me say
in case the best microphone so sample what to abana so to abana
if they are
see any one
this allegation said do you mean allegations? No, I am calling the allegations. Wait,
okay.
Even if they are not allegations.
Okay.
Oh, why? Wait, so clearly on MP before the electoral commission and the age because so to me feel way allegation
really.
Now everyone can see.
My point is that
what
is law? The year no currently say.
Okay.
Every election is beyond. The electoral commission will go to parliament.
And I'm see I beg and I had two assembly election. See I beg and two assembly election.
I see ya 119. Yeah, the call parliament. Parliament ebe approve is okay. Say never to abandon whether you use inko, whether you say. So you sit here and paint a different picture just to demonize the electoral commission, demonize the electoral commissioner.
But do what check is say near all can and
what and I'm saying okay. The parliament, our representatives have approved it.
Have approved say yemma nipa na obeti ballot paper no. It should be the same person
I am saying that. Sir, and America say whether the allegation and the modalities, the procedure, say the better ban, say the better no. Nina are itemized.
Okay.
Sent to Parliament for approval.
Much as we are taking much time
and this is for how many Parliament. And then you can't
about 2 months and some and Shannon said, "There what here, Bam." Inti ya to no na ye ne sense kura no wo sani ya obeye o tena so be ko opposition abato bie ni wa o be ka tem say ye di CI aba sa CI ne tena so ballot issue abe 1 ballot issue abe 2 ye nto ink just say what my CI no anameboa onkin kan was CI no be bia ye ka say man nto ink onkin kan was CI
I will tell them correct the CI 119 no for sa for them so it's not for this particular one. I'll get it.
And I make comment here also the CI na ye dey to aba no. E CI na ye dey to aba 2020 no. And one ye dey to sa ye be assembly election way. So we make no.
Okay.
And one ye dey to about 20 assembly abey. Sa 119 no person mo dey call parliament no mo say one person mu yi ye be say some guarantor system e free mu a one ntimi lay wo parliament. Abet ebe pimo dey ye be say electoral commission ntimi lay e wo parliament. So we are using the existing CI to do this election. Now, yes, our election we are not CI. No, even there's no CI. I better say, Obeto ink, Unto ink, a ballot issue about ballot issue about. There is no CI. I know you're saying electoral commission won't say. Into better now, say Parliament approve CI. Indeed, and the electoral commission pebiano obey. Ebedu umre ena ya me won say asema make here wo koto aba no
any general election we are talking you see this is the reason why Ghanaians don't want this
me to ato me man
that's him
ena me comment now say sa nsiseye we e wo hwi wo koto aba no ya ka kire wo assembly members no ya ka kire wo to say any mrakwan so to say me ti me nim ne nti a ye beto aba de bia ye to aba ye man inkima ye hu ne say we ato aba nti onko bebi foforo nko to aba especially with this kind of election ye nyina nim say abato no amanfo dodo wa no enko to aba no nti san hye ye we a wa ye no ebema ye tumi bia aba ne mu bi but say ye tumi bia fair and good me fisa and many other Ghanaians so dey fisa
okay
na ye bibi mfa ho na electoral commission be ka bibi nkire yen why are all two sana one way na wo ka say no dey mfa ho a I mean so big fair and good ye ko ye dimro wo so be ha betra ha one day bi na wa ka chem say electoral commission ye bibi foforo no obehu ni say ye fan say it can be detrimental to 1 year one contest.
But as Nazir, our community development will continue to slow down because of the politicization of our assembly member elections. Good morning to Amiyao and Alhaji Nazir. Kwesiri nos wigri aguna odoben ena ode eba e piwa fo akwa 3p garlic mixture ena de abadwaso. Uhia bi pa na etimi abo boost immune system. Better blood pressure so menstrual pains a man so go through so no ebe ni nyina e de e free honum. O sugar level was anase achimba cho anase nye nipa na ba bechew. E stada moja na ntimi ne free sunny way e wo nipa dwam ti da anko ba bia na no akwakoye titiri obi a wa kese abro so stroke ya de asthma obi apacho jonso a obre yi pa boss anu asa na jonso ba ko etimi abawa yefunu atu e de aboso unya 3p garlic mixture pebito ewo okanshi coffee sam and afi kings work kumasi dani heba afi kolinak who abet sam heba takrade ko AA mensa sunyanfo enko green light pharmacy bibia ne afrem 0248 928 824 0248 928 824 and 0201 000 021 0201 000 Pomu depend be eto na efasa ho eyadem. Ebrase be ko ne akwakotie numbers be draw anopay. Be so de a ma anopay a awiadu mienu anwere no sia enso for a very good morning call Efama Bashiru Araman Opre Assemblyman Dibre Ewo Medina West Electoral Area. Nyamenka ho na nkunim de anya odi amonsu ne adwuma pa o meya assemblyman po wo bo street lights a wo fixe grade a wo de ba mi atwi amanfo ekwaso no mo ene adwuma pa o yeti Bashiru. A very good morning enko Fma Mulabre aso game park is up next. Yes am nya kwa baby mu se mo ma wini wa wini am empa ba we are 12 and 6 e sare different draw so abro koso de twa na mula de enwa na manfo edidi mula
good fellow there Good fellow can so be one friend. Good fellow can so be one friend. Every me friend.
Okay,
can so be one friend.
John Dramani Mama 24-hour economy. The game changer wababa set record ni straight. And may be an for NTSS. They are still fine tuning and money na eye na omama Ghana for NTSS ni pa. But the 24-hour economy is still coming on board. Say nyame Adom na NDC to win 2024 now on 7 January. Also akofrem esua Ghana baba ye de enyume baba buso. Ovi.
Na say I'm permanent chance.
Oh, and can you say meant to be chance?
Oh, no.
That's very good. Wohu. Ye nyina ye jitu mu se Ghana. Ye wo ahokyere kese.
Yeah.
Ye nyina ye ji atumu nso se e wo se ye bibia ye soroko. Na ya ye nyansonso a ebeboa ma obi anokoma atodie.
Yeah.
And ntina na ya start campaign obi ade nani so ade ededwa na obi ehu sene obeya obetimi ato aba. John Dramani Mahama 24-hour economy. Enye bibia te say wakane keke. Ezanse me no wo kase yi. Wi ase afa na nyina etu anamon after COVID senior wo ebeye bibi sronko a ebema sai ne gie na ewo ho prior to COVID no asan baba. Wo ko France be 7% of workforce. Ade womo ho age sa 24-hour economy. Wo ko United Kingdom and hona ade no crash ase. Be 19%. Wo ko Germany 13%. Womo ade womo ho age sa 24-hour economy. Inti so bi ka bibi na wo de ugidi se economists na sa amagogro a make tu sa na mo no na obeka che wo se job bus ejuma 24 hours na wo hu sa the kind of economists a wo ye ne nti a Ghana ye wo sam pempen so we so mesre me bisa wo minim se wudi mkrum pa job ba ben na ejuma 24 hours wo Ghana obetimi aboba kudi a kire me na nka ochira me no na edo cameras akoho menka 12 o'clock ya akoho ebi at 10 o'clock kra 10 p.m. But you see that is not the point. Ne fapem 24-hour economy fapem yesronko and a 24-hour economy no enye shift system say obi be ye ejuma anopa anase ejuma ekuo bi eye ejuma anopa ebi mu ye anajo ne ne keka no ye shift system enye 24-hour economy.
Okay.
Na 24-hour economy na obetimi aye ejuma anopa ewia ebi be ye ewia ebi be ye nyumre no nhihye aworo bebree ewo so na ne botai ne se ye be movie Ghana free sa current system no ade bia ye krakra nyoma bebree no na yetumi ye de ye nyoma no akwa abrochiri.
Okay.
Nti wo hwe na ye san so ehwe se mbabunu ane unemployment rate edu be ye 18% ne ye keka ho no yetumi aye bibi afa ho a ebeboa wo mo so enye edwuma enye sa no a yaka kire say national security threat to our country. Nti clearly base ye be hwe sene ye be ya ye benya ye be exporting en nyoma no eat what we can and can what we can't for export. Na ya assign to a pay edwuma amamba bunu. Nti wo hwa ndwuma is Excellency John Dramani Mahama aka say enimanimu yara onyanya power ye the best start 24 hours no ebi ni agro processing 24 hours na ya hwe pharmaceuticals 24 hours ya hwe construction wo mo ye nkwan esisi adan ne ekeke wa akese no 24 hours extractive industry mining ne ye beze wo mo pine ye beze quarry wo mo so 24 hours leisure and hospitality hotels ne money na ekeka on digital startup BOPs ya share financial services ya san so ahwe bibi to say retail out centers shopping mall money na ekeka on but osan so say amma aban edwuma bi wo ho a wo mo customer base ne dɔɔso ebi te say DVL wo kɔ ho de bia no na nipa abɔkyenku ho nti saa de no a ye betimi aya a obi betimi aba abɛyɛ ne license anopa wo be register ne car nwumre na obi nso abɛyɛ ne road weight anajo no ye de betimi at esimu ama kyese aboa
okay so
wo yi DVL so, through a baby to say harbor Ghana Port and Harbor
okay
wo yi na Ghana Port and Harbor no kra even before 2016 no be free ho no wo di MPS Meridian Port Services ono na de ba ya omo expand omo start 24 hours the only collaboration no omo nya no and say na nka customs so e wo say wo ye omo ye ejuma 24 hours ba omo ye ba omo ye omo de 24 hours custom for abefa but o ka tell say in this 24 hour ajumaku a ye de be share from aban DVLA haba customs so e ka ho any passport office ni ne keka ho wo mo dem wo customers no do no na ya san bisa so say now why na about 24 hour service
okay
John Dramani Mahama
okay na remember now for example aban enyuma de na wo so no does it mean say ba be fa nipa dodo asa aka ho biem to create more employment because for example say DVL is saying say a current nipa wonum no it be year adwuma from be 8 to 5 near per extension to cover for the 9th or say say employing power for biem yes sir
certainly
okay but any year na over the years from Professor Johnny Van Satano's peso yaka say government payroll keeps bloating government needs to cut down on the number of people are here employed rather than investing into the private sector. Now, see, expand say, how do we get money to pay off? Because a chunk of Yesika, Yaji or Memono, each year salary and emolument. You better to me a keta for sad when we know, say, this is a challenger. Well, I said that John Dramani Mama, we need 2024 no about our IMF program. Yeah, or man, a woman, no, and Nakaso no Nakasa restrictions. Or better to me maneuver the way through this was creating here more especially for the government sector.
IMF program in Kasa to me into an amount bia Hebeboama economy no ayeyi.
But one more better for how be brady about so.
Na or how bang and I will farm babunu ejuma. Womo yes I ejuma no a.
Always be because so action collection ya wo.
Now taxes so because babunu na wafa omo so be to your taxes. Womo ye ejuma we on bet your taxes. Productivity be kosoro obetimi export to add value maybe more your pen say ejuma wo maybe boy ejuma wo be 11 so make katra wo the near aban there no be port and harbors customs DVL ni the ekeka ho but you see the expansion is going to also add to profit to aban besides that say what say the ankran no into na make say eno na ye 24 hour service economy no ankran no a wo mo so de wo mo ho beje wo mo agro processing o say mining o say bibio aban say me yen hyehyɛ a me de be so ma ase because my ye bi da
okay
after dum so ye saw pharmaceutical industry for na say no ye be hu say o mutumi ye antiretroviral ama covid ba ye no yan wo mo esofa ace ni ne ekeka ho no womunye monduro because at that time that the import be amba bio womu etumi ye eduro ma we call the West African sub market Ghana enduro efficacy no very good nti obi ape nti ose abansi obe so masene womu omode wo beji mu omu ya ankran for no a won betumi expand wo business afam baburu no so bebre ya ka ho ya so masene ama sika ya sanso ama wo ya pense tariffs wo electricity no ye betiti so ama na ya sanso atete wo taxes so sene ye be ya wo ho be yin han wo afa nkofo bebre jo ba ye juma ne bebre ama ya export bi na mfaso no aba
there was one thing that I needed internal casting national insurance and I make that you brought that out say an increase on our wage bill or increase in area public sector workers. 2013 State of the Nation's Address, first State of the Nation's Address by John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. Pachomamin kind portions to you. I say, Mr. Speaker, the rate of growth of the wage bill has reached a point where they are squeezing out critical investment in the budgetary allocation of goods and services and capital expenditures. Unless we tackle this issue decisively, we may soon reach a point where not much will be left to provide the much needed road, blah, 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 blah. Ovia Nobeka said, Mr. Speaker, the meat is now down to the bone. Okay? This is
because this is a reaction to the single spine salary structure introduced by
So I am making the point that okay, and a single spine salary you're about to
baby.
So I am making the point that this is a man at one point who couldn't even manage the wage bill. No, to me manage.
Oh, how do you say that we couldn't manage that? To the extent that now you're No, it's unfortunate to say they couldn't manage wage bill. And now I don't say there's a government that wants to be and you are telling me we couldn't manage our wage bill.
To the extent that was here Adom pay. And if you look at Mahama throughout his 4 years as a president, every state of the nation subject, he lamented on the economy. So this is a man who cannot solve our economic challenges, regardless of the program and our policy are all proposing, and even the policy. Sometimes when I sit down as someone why economics can basic economic principle, the interaction of demand and supply will determine whether you have an economy 24-hour or not. You cannot induce the interaction of demand and supply.
Say anything I think say for example about government sector now. Also the near kosi baby almost services no.
It's the most ridiculous proposal I've ever heard in the history of any government.
For DVLA, for
what are you talking about? Let me give you a simple analogy in about 1 minute.
Okay.
There is no country anywhere federal government workers a year juma beyond 5 p.m. Okay? Where the demand for that services no a cost no. Do you know what they have done? Oma shifty bibia call internet. And mind you, the fact that it has been shifted to digital no doesn't mean it creates employment. In fact, it creates about 10,000 and 10 times more than what Uber pick one person. Okay, Kotna about 5 to 11 p.m. and 5 to 12 a.m. Kotna ho no bimbra number filling the forms no. Because one, all the idea no call digital. Nipa kono be ko internet so. O ko internet so a ye wo omo create sa network no and that software. Omo create and they have a whole office. Let's use an example of Insano or Heptel. They have a whole system a receiving payment on behalf of organizations. On will be a juma office or employ about 100 people just because of one service. It has created about 100 opportunities for young people. So in Kamama Vegas, okay, because 24-hour economy, you know, you have to be at 3 cashiers and not 10 cashiers. No? If you're able to digitalize that service that is demanded, no, it can create 10,000 jobs. So Mahama is stuck in the past, where he thinks that okay, nipa no koya benjuma because Ghana for do na per benjuma. Give them an opportunity to create worth for themselves. There's a difference between creating employment and there's a difference between creating wealth.
There be two also ye government service floor or say be boa ankwankwa nyumeko say no ye some years back. No ashomo so kutupa say be almost bet me expand
me ya go process me fruit juice.
Okay.
Me demand here 5,000.
Okay.
That 5,000, I will require 8 hours to produce my 5,000. My myself is a 24-hour economy. Me another 8 hours.
Also on car so.
No, so then.
Also what share or more demand no. E was so.
Company be na Ghana. They be I am an example. Me yet na area high enough connection around here. Company be na Ghana CCR. The demand no and produce more than 8 hours. Tell me which company. Give me one company in Ghana or produce and the demand near like ongoing. Need fufu mineral water aqua wine bonakwa say my friend say awake me dey kika water me dey kika ono. Chairman agro and ekunfi and blue skies. Tell me one company in Ghana, agro processing company or any manufacturing company for that matter. the demand was wrong because okay my year adwuma 8 hours the rest of the days no makwa akoda na mama adwuma fo akofie that's why we are saying that adie na mo de ba ye no ebi am ba ye no the word is nice in the atomu team na zebi and with the greatest of respect you are going about mentioning it but let me say the last thing on this particular 24-hour economy. I won't dismiss it entirely. Okay. Because initially I said to you, say, policy there, we are diverged. We know what the different policy, yes, what your different policy. We believe the best way to not just create employment for the Ghanaian youth, but create what? Say Ghana for being your and they say, digitalization. It will give you an opportunity to even start up your own business without even having a shop or working in a factory. Okay. What I say. So for me, John Dramani Mama has nothing to offer because for me, our team catcher say, Sabi, the public sector is not a place that I will advocate for you to come and work. And that is not a magician to create jobs.
The MPP National Communications Team, Alhaji Nazir Mohammed Al-Fatih.
I'm saying, make all Kasana, me person me a minute. Let's say a minute. We'll be catching say internet. What I say, Nipan says,